Ladies and gentlemen,
Random question, but
Yeah.
if I post more than once a day on Instagram, can that limit my reach?
No, I think it's just a matter of like the quality of the post. Like, let's say you start posting twice a day on Instagram and like they aren't doing very well,
Mhm.
then you probably should focus more on like the quality of
Quality.
content than trying to post more frequently. So, Instagram won't punish you for posting frequently if they're doing well, right?
Okay.
I found it'll be one a day to be the sweet spot just because you don't want to inundate people's pages.
Mhm.
It's kind of, I found it almost not annoying, but if people are posting like 2 to 3 times a day. And also the other thing is you can do different mediums, right? So you could do like one reel and one photo or one reel and one swipe, um, workout kind of thing. The other thing I've seen with your content, you focus a lot on like swipe workouts.
Mhm.
And anytime anything that's not a reel is going to generally only be fed to your audience. Like the things that get fed to other people organically is going to be reels almost
Yeah.
exclusively. Unfortunately, that's this is what it is. So that's why you see me lean so heavily into reels. Like you barely see me post like photos or carousels or anything anymore. Like, and that's just
Mhm.
for my people that like really fuck with me and follow me.
Mhm.
Like if I post like a photo, like a bodybuilding update, I know it's like if I look at the analytics on that, it's gonna be like 90% of the people reached are people that follow me. It's just because it's like it'll very rarely pop onto the explore page unless it's like a very like let's say viral photo or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I've seen like Sarah Safari's photos go crazy on the explore page on like when you do the search icon,
Yeah.
like I've seen hers get to like a photo of hers get to like 5, 6, 700,000 likes because that's not all just her followers. Like it goes to the stratosphere. If it's like her at a music festival, like flexing her abs, like it's very shareable. It'll probably pop on the explore page. So if it's you like doing a bodybuilding update though, like nah, it's just
Yeah.
gonna go to people that follow you. So to grow your audience, it's always almost exclusively gonna be reels.
I still remember when you were basically just filming content on the phone at
Mhm.
Goes NoHo, and we're not much edits or anything like that. And you you were growing quite a bit. My question is, was it all calculated? Like, did you completely immerse yourself in figuring out what works, what angles, the whole nine, or was it something that just slowly, organically happened? Like, okay, let me just post, and then you started to learn more, right? Whether like a master plan, like I'm gonna do this and grow my following, or like let me just post some stuff, see what's up.
I got kind of like really dug into it and like really trying to grow my brand about 2020 was when I was and it was before Reels, honestly. So when the pandemic hit, I was posting like a swipe workout every other day or every day. And like it was
Yeah,
one of those stupid intros where I'd be like, oh, didn't even see you there. Like stupid shit like that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like on my iPhone, dude.
But it gets people's attention,
Yeah.
like funny shit, stupid shit, or just something that's different.
And I'd always have a different intro, like every single time. So like one time I'd be like reading a book and be like, oh, like didn't see you there. And then I'd be like,
Yeah,
just be like, all right, time to like, and I just like do my stupid little wind up. And then it'd be like the next work, it would be a full workout. And it would get like if it like especially like I had the home gym, right? So like it was
yeah,
stuff that people could do because it was just dumbbells, bands, like some cables sometimes, but I mainly did it like body weight, dumbbells, bands, barbell
yeah.
and like those ones started to really like pop off. But then reels came along and then those died. So you have to
Game.
like the biggest thing I tell people is like you have to be dynamic. Like you can't do the same shit over and over again, or else it just becomes irrelevant. Like even people that go like super viral doing one thing, you have to reinvent yourself. So like that guy that I've done content with where he has like the fake butt and he went crazy
Yeah,
just doing like he would like be running through like a car club thing where it's like all these
Yeah,
running
this
down the,
stupid shit. Yeah.
or he goes to the NFL combine, like, but he consistently is like, okay, I need to like, if I just run, it's like, it's just like, it won't, like people won't, they get bored. So now it's
Up
like,
the
okay,
ante.
the NFL combine, he did it like a rodeo where like bulls are chasing him and shit. Like, but he knows that if he does the same thing, just where he's running, it will,
No, but well, okay, that's the disconnect. That's why it's so hard for bodybuilders to grow their following because we're creatures of habit. It's hard for us to
yeah.
pivot. It's like this is what I do. I work out. I'm doing this chest workout. Let me post it. And you're like, no. Well, that's enough chest workouts. Maybe make a reel on your ideology of chest training. And they're like, yeah, but I don't really, it's more like we want to do post what we want to see. But the truth
Mhm.
is, our demographic isn't us. Our demographic is like us 10 years ago. What did I want to see 10 years ago is different than now,
Yep. And I think
you
that
know?
there's two ways to look at social media in terms of monetization. One is you focus less on the following and you get a really finite audience that is interested in what you're doing as an expert and you can charge people for that. So like you can grow a bodybuilding audience that's only like, 5, 10, 15,000 followers. But if you're really good at posting about it and you're getting clients and you get to start charging, let's say three, four, $500 a month, $600 a month, then you're doing like $700 a month, or you sell prep package. That's like, okay, off season package is, let's say, for 6 months is $2,000, right? It's less expensive, but then your prep, like a 16-week prep is like $2,000. So you're paying them $500 a month. Like you don't need 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 followers. If you sell, let's say in a year, 50 of those prep packages for $2,000, you're at $100,000, right? So
Mhm.
that's the thing is like you have to understand like the number is only as important as how well you're able to monetize it. So if you're a
Yeah.
bodybuilder and you're a coach and you can get like people that fuck with you, then like
Yeah,
that
to
trust
transition over.
you, and you get 50 clients that are paying you at least. I mean, I know that bodybuilding coaches can severely undercharge based on how much value they give and time.
Well,
Um,
well, that's why I'm here talking to you. But what's up, Carlos?
What's
okay.
going on, fellas?
Hey, I'm trying to learn how to get money like this guy. We doing this
I
bodybuilding
know
thing.
I
Oh,
came in on the gems. That's all
Carlos like
talking.
this. Like, hold on, what? Hold on. I
Man.
gotta.
What's up?
Hey, listen. We grown men, bro. At the end of the day, the bodybuilding thing, it was it started off as a fun hobby and shit. We grown men, bro. We gotta eat, man. So we gotta be learning from this guy, right?
Yeah,
I feel
so
like
that's
when
the thing.
social,
Go ahead,
huh?
buddy.
I
Go ahead,
was
buddy.
gonna say when social media started getting popular, the bodybuilders were more like, I don't want to do that, And then now, 10 years later, they're like, maybe you should have done that social media stuff. So now, I feel like now you see like Jordan just got top 3. Jordan is putting out content like we have to do these things, guys. Don't wait another 10 years before you start doing it, please.
Yeah,
So
I think that's a big thing. Again, I communicate with Jordan frequently. And he leverages my expertise as well as and vice versa. Like I was kind of like sending him some updates towards the
there you go.
show, and we're gonna get together for content in the next couple months. And he was like, "Oh, you want to do content with me?" I was like, "Yeah, well, why
Yeah,
not?"
yeah, cool, cool.
He was like,
Yeah.
"Well, I don't have like as big of a following." I was like, "I don't give a
I don't give a
fuck."
fuck. Yeah,
I
yeah,
like you as a human being. Like, I
Hell
don't
yeah.
give a fuck how many followers you have. He was like, I was like, yeah, we'll do some collab stuff. Like, that doesn't like it doesn't. I'm a relationship guy, but that's what I was explaining to him. Like, he's doing a great job because he was so worried about like not having enough growth. I'm like, dude, if you're posting towards bodybuilders and you're really really smart about how you approach it, and you're talking about like how you like he makes the fun recipes. He does
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
gains pancakes stuff like that. Like people will hire him as a coach because like, damn, like he's eating good and like looks he's got fucking peeled glutes.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
don't need 100, 500, a million followers. like you said, if you start selling charging more, you sell a prep package for like, let's say 2,500 off season package for, let's say, a 6 month, you lock people in for 6 months for like 2,500 or 2,000 or whatever. Like, so your prep is a little bit more expensive. A 16-week prep's more expensive in the off season because realistically, you can get weekly updates from your clients in the off season and like get a check in, and you could do like a Loom video, like response to, let's say, their training vlogs or whatever, but or of their biofeedback, whether it's sleep or you can have all that shared through a platform. But in terms of a prep, now you're talking, first month of prep, you're getting updates every 2 to 3 days. Second month prep, you're getting it every other day, and then
Yeah.
months and in 8 weeks and in, you're getting prep updates probably every day, if not more. Like 4 weeks out and in, you might get a morning update and a post workout update. So that's a lot of time, right? So we have to
Yeah.
value our time as coaches, and not to say that I do bodybuilding coaching because I don't, but I'm talking
You
more like,
could, but you don't.
yeah, I could, but I'm
Yeah.
talking more like you and Carlos, that you
Yeah.
gotta value your time. And it is like you're glued to your phone. You are responsible for a very, very important like moment in somebody's life. They're putting a lot of fucking,
100%.
time on the line. They're spending a lot of money. They're taking time away from their family. They're tired. They're fatigued. We know what a fucking prep's like. So you are responsible for, that result in a large capacity, because especially if you've got a client that's like, tell me what to do, I'll fucking do it. Like
Yeah.
that's a big you have a lot of
Big thing.
pressure as a coach. So yeah, I mean, I
Shit.
think that's the key is just like finding a niche in your, but like posting really efficiently to it. Like, Body, I think you do a good job. I think you could do a better job on like your stories, for example, like really talking about your process, and like especially with
Yeah.
clients, like talking about your clients, like, hey, because I was trying to pitch you. Remember that guy for coaching, and I was like trying to find more stuff about like client wins and
Oh yeah,
whatnot.
yeah, you're
I
right.
think
You're right.
I think you got to be more active on your stories and like posting it to your highlights, things like that. Because
Uh-huh.
I was trying to find that dude you got shred, like that was from Zoo that you got. I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
find a single thing about him on your page.
Good, very, very good point. To be honest, the only time you see me post my clients is when I repost what they tag me in. You
Yeah, no,
know,
you gotta
I
do better
gotta,
about that.
I might, I'm still gonna post on my page, but I might make a coaching page because I want
That's
to
good
post
too.
all of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you should. A coaching page is a good idea, like a secondary coaching page. Then you have to worry about like it dragging down the engagement of your main content, and then
exactly.
you have that.
That's,
But it's almost like it's like almost a website. Like people look at that shit. Like if the top thing on your bio is like by default coaching, or like whatever brand you want to
it
go by,
stands out. Yeah.
um, then you have that, and they can go right there to that. But Carlos, you do some coaching yourself as well, right?
No, no, I just work. I work a 9 to 5.
Oh
What do you
shit.
do? What do you do for work, Carlos?
I work for the University of Pennsylvania. I'm a coordinator
Oh
for an
damn.
Alzheimer's disease lab. So I don't do anything scientific, but I work on the communications between our our labs throughout the United States, and then we have some in Canada as well. So it's just a lot of back end work, website stuff. I don't do any social media stuff anymore because they have someone for that. But it's like working with the IRB for approval because we use human research. So a lot of our
Okay.
any like questionnaires or any like thing that the participants like use or write, they have to fill out, like that has to get approved. Um, so yeah, that's like basically what I do.
Oh yeah.
I
Damn.
actually, this is funny though, because I was thinking of getting into coaching just recently. I was like, I think I want to start to move to that direction. Um, just because like, I love bodybuilding, and I'm a competitive guy, and I would be very like into helping people win and achieve their best physiques. I mean, I was a personal trainer too a few years ago. I did that on the side, and that was really fun helping people out. Seeing people come to you saying, "Hey, like I got off of blood pressure medication or this medication," just all because they changed their physique around. And that was just from training with a little bit of like nutrition advice of like, don't do that, do this. So
Yeah.
to actually, be steering the ship was really cool. So no, I'm all ears to listening to what you guys are talking about. Because
Oh
I was like,
Yeah.
wait, like if like how to get started in this now because people don't know that I'm thinking about it. So
yeah.
yeah.
But buddy, how do
Yeah.
you have this man on this man on your podcast so many times you don't know what the fuck he does for work, bro?
Well, because I never asked because I just assumed like he didn't work that job and because I heard him talk about it a while ago. I thought this was like before Body, but I didn't realize he was doing it at the same time. That's actually pretty impressive. I didn't know he worked a full-time job. You know, you know how
Yeah. I
hard
mean
it is.
it's from home.
Oh, okay. I mean, hey, listen, still, you know how hard it is to prep for a show and you know what I mean? So working a 9 to 5 is still, I don't know, it's still pretty difficult to bodybuild. Even from home, it's difficult, you know.
Yeah. I
But
mean, I think I think the biggest thing about bodybuilding coaching is going to be Body's mentioned this. I've heard him mention on the podcast before. Like you are going to get the most clients when you are like prepping yourself, you're getting super lean because people want to be like, oh, I want to look like that. So like it's the hardest dichotomy because it's like when you want to post the least because you're just like,
oh my God,
fuck this, dude. Like I want to just like
it's so annoying.
do my workout, do my cardio, get my meals, and just like do the bare minimum and go to fucking bed. Like,
Well,
and on top of that, like, especially if you're like me, you got fucking kids, you got these needy ass fucking, you know,
Oh,
low
um,
key, like your social media, it's more of a high energy, positive vibe, right? So you show all positivity. But part of me is like, I think that makes the hardcore guys think, oh, he's probably not suffering that hard. You know what I'm saying?
you have to, you cannot, I will tell it through, never try to be something you're not. Like be
Yeah,
yourself. Like for example, the dude we competed against, Patrick, he is literally
yeah,
like, I'm a fucking dick.
mm,
I literally
yeah, yeah.
will
I
be
like
like,
that.
if you want to get coached by me, I'm gonna be like, yo, eat the fucking chicken and rice. You don't want to fucking diet. If you're hungry, I don't give a fuck. There's people that are hungrier than you. And if
That's a
that's the
style.
you need somebody to coddle you, I'm not your fucking coach. He has a full roster of clients because there's so many dudes out there that are like, fuck
I
yeah,
like that.
I need that kind of
mhm.
coach who's like, you're soft. You're like, I don't care about your fucking sleep. Everybody, there's 10 guys that are working harder than you that are gonna be in this
Yeah,
fucking lineup. So that's that you don't need to be me. Like I wouldn't like there's not many people would want to be like be coach as in a bodybuilding capacity by me because I do have this like very friendly persona and it doesn't resonate with a lot of like that's why a lot of hardcore don't like me. Like they'll see me get posted and they'll be
yeah.
like, this guy's a clown. This guy is like Instagram
Mm,
bodybuilder. Same
mm.
thing with like Regan. Like people, a lot of the hardcore bodybuilding fans hate Regan because he like has a life, bro. He talks about like traveling and you can tell he like has cheat meals and stuff. And you'll see he has times where he's really not that serious about bodybuilding. People like bodybuilding fans hate that shit, bro. Like
They don't they don't like it, but what I was getting at, there's two sides to the story because being that I know you personally, I see the other side. I see when the camera's off and you're training legs and you're not smiling. You're not in a good mood. I mean, even right now, I could tell your energy is low, probably from all the food now and the kids. So they don't realize that there's a whole a side of suffering that you just choose not to show because that's just not your vibe. But okay, what they should do sometimes is look and be like, look at the amount of muscle he has. You can't do that if you don't take it serious, including Regan. You can say, well,
100%.
Regan should have been this bigger or whatever. That's cool. But you don't get to look like that if you're just taking it easy and just smiling and doing, reels every day, right?
oh, for sure.
There's going to be some suffering and hard work, that goes
People,
into it.
people, when people come really train with me, like even bodybuilders, like hardcore bodybuilders, they'll be like, dude,
I did too.
you're a fucking psychopath, dog. Like, there's something wrong with you, man. Like, you fucking get to that level of pain and then you do like fucking 10 more. Like, you're fucking crazy. But yeah, no, it's not I don't, I don't not want people to see that, but I know that for my brand, like,
Hmm.
it's more about like educating, entertaining, like, and that's how I get the high ticket clients who are willing to pay closer to like eight, 900, $1,000 a month to get coached by me. And that's why I have such a small roster because I'm like, I don't need 150 clients. I just want like a kind of small handful that they like the idea that, I'm nice and like I coach like with where I'm realistic with them. Like if they fuck up, like I'm not gonna just be like, oh, it's okay. Like you have to make changes. But like
Mhm.
I work really well with like people who have struggled with like weight loss
Okay.
that feel
Okay.
like they don't want to work with a coach that's going to yell at them and stuff. Like we work through the mental side of things. So yeah, that's the type of clientele I'm
That
looking
you go
for.
for.
Whereas,
100%.
if I was to but you see more on my YouTube, I'm a lot more like I talk a lot more about the bodybuilding side of things. You'll see
Yeah,
some
yeah.
more like raw training content.
It's different. Hey, Henry, what's up, Hen Jack?
What's up, Henry,
What's
brother?
up, bro?
Yo,
I was
yo.
I was popping in to say what's up, brother. I'm about to be home in a second, so
I
I saw you sent the link, so I just wanted to say hi to
I couldn't help it because me and you was talking on Instagram. I was like, well, let me send him a link. A lot of people don't
you.
know. My first step into podcasting, it was me and Hen Jack. We had a pod. What's the name of the podcast? The original podcast, bro. I
uh,
can't remember.
I don't even remember, bro. It was
That was
like
so long
before
ago.
the pandemic. Yeah, but yeah, I
Damn,
don't even remember.
we had Compton on way back then. Remember? We had
Yeah, yeah.
we had Nick on. We had like before these people were like pros and stuff. It was fun, bro. It was fun, but we
That's all. That's all I wanted. I just want to say what's up, man, and I'm gonna hop off in a second. So, all
all right, Henry, get home safe, brother. Get home safe.
right, man. See.
All right, so I wanted to give Jordan a fucking shout out, bro.
Oh yeah.
Imagine
Yeah, man.
imagine looking that fucking crazy inside out peeled and then being, and then he ended up in the second call out. It's like, what the fuck just happened? I was like, wait. There's no way. I don't care who the fuck was at that show. There's no way. And I'm looking, I was like, oh, look at him. There's no way. Either in ninth place, what the fuck is going on? He came back, he ended up then put his head down, didn't cry about it, came back, showed up, ended up in fifth place, bro. And
Dude,
then he took it a level further, came in a little fuller.
Hmm.
Honestly, he looked even harder, even though he's fuller. Maybe he was flat. Maybe
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because he looks fuller, but even harder. And he ended up in third, bro. And honestly, could have had him higher, bro. I gotta be Mo is crazy genetics, the whole nine, crazy fullness. But
Hmm.
I don't know. Jordan's hardness. Let me pull something up.
Yeah, man. He could have been, he could have been pushing, bro.
Yeah,
I love Physique, man, and the improvements that he made from Texas to Chicago was crazy, and then seeing him here come back even better was just like outstanding, man. Like,
it's really cool to see.
yeah,
And,
I
I
think
mean,
I
it
think the
couldn't
only,
happen to a
only
better guy.
honestly the only thing that's holding him back right now is maybe a little thickness from the side. Looking at this shot, not from the lower half. Don't get me wrong, it's from the
Yeah,
upper
lower
no,
half,
half.
yeah.
that's nutty.
The lower half were good, but in the back, I think we can all agree on that. Like just like
Yeah.
there's a good amount of like density right up the spinal erectors, but if we're being honest, just through the lats, it's nice in the lat spread, but in the back double, we just need to see a little bit more width from him. I mean, and I think it's like from the upper body. I think when you're
Yeah,
side by side, um, you can see the disparity in the arm size, especially between him and Mo.
yeah.
That stood
Damn,
out.
The
Mo.
shoulder, the chest,
Hey.
shoulder
Chest,
area.
shoulder, arms. I think it was too much
Yeah,
to overlook.
In all fairness, Mo's chest, shoulders, and arms look fucking
I mean,
it's stupid.
ridiculous. It doesn't even make sense. Like honestly,
mindful.
it's something about this Boss of Outlaw guy because Nathan the Asher is getting even more freaky in that area, that fullness. But that's stupid. That's literally stupid. Okay, I can see how he be how he beats Jordan, but just from the share, he had like a freak factor to him. I'm not gonna lie, like the bubbliness, you know.
Hmm.
Now this goes to the age old question, like how much it's like how much condition are you allowed to give up to beat somebody if you're just flat out better than them? Johnny can relate to this because I actually think his Vancouver look was a better look than USA. It's just my personal preference because it made him look like an action figure. But then kind of like, yeah, but let's go for hardness. And then you're not gonna just bring the more hardness and just be just as big or bigger. More than likely, unless you're fucking Phil Heath, right? We're not fucking Phil Heath. We can't just keep getting leaner and just keep getting fuller like that. That's not how it works. They're the push and pull. So then you have to push and pull and bring a tighter look. And then technically, well, they say that's what they want, but sometimes it doesn't translate the way it does. I thought the USA look was crazy as well, but something about that crazy roundness of Vancouver, I prefer. Maybe if you flip those looks, that actually could have played because of who you're standing next to, But either way, it's bodybuilding. You can't predict the future, Would you agree or disagree with that statement?
Well, like I saw your Vancouver photos, man. I was like, that's nutty. I thought that was like personally one of my favorite looks because you got some roundness to you that like guys your height they don't really have.
Black guy, he got black guy roundness.
Yeah, you said and to me, I resonate with that. So it looks pleasing to my eye.
Yeah. It's hard because you keep it though for a longer time. Like you see when me and you worked out that fullness I had, and then I push it and I lose it. But the only reason I push it is because they tell me to. They tell me come in lighter. So it's not like I'm everybody. Why don't you come in bigger? I'm like, it's not like a choice. Like you think I want to starve? You think everything want to starve for another 2 weeks? But it's what they tell you. So you try your best and to do that, but it doesn't always work that way. But Janik, how did you feel about the two different looks?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I like the Vancouver look better. Like you said, like, yeah, it wasn't like fucking cross-threaded glutes and stuff, but like I felt like the pop was there, the shape was there. I had separation in the hamstrings. I just, yeah, I walked out there. I thought I had it. Yeah, the heavyweight, he was great. He was granite, right? So I mean, it's just like it sucks. Like he didn't show up like I'm easily like the pro there. You know what I mean?
He was actually really good, and all
he was very good. And I will say like he beat me. Like there was no like even that night I wasn't like oh fuck that I got robbed. Like I'm never that guy anyway. But like even that night, like I was like looking at the photos, I was like, damn, dude. And even on stage, dude, I saw like looking at those dude like right next to me. I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking granite. And he ended up going to the Chicago Pro the next weekend, fucking getting his Olympic qualification at 212. So I can't feel too bad about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing is for me, it's like I do agree. Like the Vancouver look was my favorite. And then now to like expand on that, it's like, okay, if I were to have gone pro, like I was talking to you about this body, like I am like I'm such a competitor that I would be like eating 6,500 calories a day right now, like to get up to 320, 330, in
I
the
know you
off
would.
so that I could be 270 on stage next year harder. You know what I mean? And like it wouldn't have been really good for my health, my brand. Like it's I think that's the heavy ass, like super crazy heavy body weights that really is like the death knell for bodybuilders, right? Like especially for prolonged periods of year after year after year, because like it's so much work for your heart to like
when
pump
you're tall too, it doesn't make it.
I do think it's a healthier sport for like no shade Carlos, but somebody like you can have
I don't think so, bro. I'm 5'6", 260. I'm not healthy yet. For my height,
No.
I should not be this big, bro.
Yeah, so
I don't think it's either. Bro.
It's like for me with like you said, buddy, like knowing that was like my favorite look, I'm like, dude, why don't I just fucking walk around like that year round looking like a fucking superhero? So now I'm like 260, like probably creeping back up closer to like 6-7% body fat, like being very like methodical with it. Like literally I put on like maybe 2-3 pounds since stage. And like I
Yeah.
think for me, that's gonna be so much more conducive to my brand, be able to rip my shirt off whenever I want, post
Facts.
content. And like, if I don't really have an aspiration to be a bodybuilding coach, not from the fact that I don't have an interest in it, just like I see the time commitment and I feel that pressure. Like I'm a very big empath. So if I know
You're too
somebody,
busy, bro.
I'm
You're too busy.
bro. So like, I mean, I saw Cal when I went to Toronto, and this was like Callum 2 years ago, dude. This was like he only had like maybe one or two Olympian athletes. Now he's got like fucking 30, 40, 50 pros. And this was
Right.
2 years ago in Toronto when he came in, met me. Dude is on his phone. He's got his
Doesn't
laptop
stop.
open. He's got his tablet and he's fucking sending voice memos. He's literally nonstop. He drinks like 7 energy drinks a day. Like I'd wake up in the middle of the night because it was fucking Toronto, so I was like on diuretic, so I was up peeing every like fucking 40 minutes. So I wake up, pee, fucking see the light on out there, hear him out there like fucking 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. He'd sleep from
Yeah.
like 4 to like 8, and then be up at it again doing it like because he had other people in other countries doing shows. Like it's
It's
a
rough.
lifestyle, and you have to really love it. You have to like be like, damn, I really want to be a coach. I don't think I have an interest in it, but it's like I don't like feel
Not
like
that-
damn, I want to be
Okay.
a
To be honest, I really love coaching almost more than competing because I get to feel all the feels without actually fucking starving and not being able to function. So I get the win, the joy. I get the trial and error to like, oh, what if we did this that I did with this client, and then it works even twice as better. And now, the formula, I got the formula even better. Like my pre-intro and posting, I'm always adding to it, going back to my note. It's fun to me, but I will say, watching like Compton the same way you watch. I can't do it. I can't have like 50 clients. You can't have not having enough time to be a full-time bodybuilding coach. I think is a good thing because it's all your time. There's no time. Even there's instances where like you'll be like, oh, I can't make it to your show, and clients have dropped Compton for that. Like, oh, you can't make it to my show this week. I don't want you to coach me. Like, do you realize how much clients I have? I can't be at 5 places at once. He's with me, motherfucker. He can't be over there. You know, he can't be in Dubai. Motherfuckers in, you know, so yeah, it's a lot. And then and the people throw your name under the bus. One little thing happens. Oh yeah, Milos fucked up my heart. What you were bodybuilding for 20 years and Milos coached you for 1 year, but he fucked up your heart? Maybe it was the 20 years
another
before
fucking
Milos.
19 years, bro. Yeah, dude.
So yeah,
It's a perpetual theme of like athletes blaming their clients. Even like Callum's client. I don't know if you've seen that guy Val. He's a classic guy. He's like an Olympian. He tried to move up to the 212. He's like
yeah,
Valentin Petrov or something like. But yeah, he was like, but he was notorious for another one of my friends, my posing coach, stayed with him, and he was like eating literally like jars of peanut butter and like cookies and shit like a
it's the
day
coach's
before
fault.
the show, just like loses it, like kind of like has a mental breakdown, almost like self-sabotage type behavior, and
Yeah,
then like doesn't look good on stage, and then he like would be like, oh, Cal fucked up my peak, and he's like, and then,
no.
like my
No,
posing
bro.
was like, bro, dude, I was with you for like the 3 days leading up to the show, and you were fucking in the middle of the night, just like pounding jars
You
of
see?
peanut butter cookies and shit.
And you can fuck up, and it's not even the reason why you think you fucked up. It's not. It doesn't have to be like you cheated on your diet. It could something that's simple as this. The way I grew up, just in life in general, you don't complain and you don't say shit. You get the shit. You just get the shit done. And even furthermore, my introduction into bodybuilding was John O'Regan. That man was like 70 years old, so he's old school. You don't say shit to me. I send you this, you fucking do it. So now that continues into Compton, and that's not old school. Isn't always better. I know we think it is, but it's not always better. So he needs a communication, but I almost can't give it to him. He sends it to me, copy coach, but he doesn't know so many things that maybe he should know. Today I took too much kratom, trained legs, did a bunch of cardio, and I fucking threw up. Instead of telling Compton, I'm like, okay, I threw up that meal. I got to get it back in and not eat the meal again. Compton has no idea this fucking happened. I don't want to bother him. He's gonna think I'm a bitch. That's just bad communication. Now all these things that Compton doesn't know. You know what I'm saying? So that's still, I'm still at fault, so I can't blame Comp. But there was so much details that I didn't tell him that I probably should have. But in my head, I'm like, nah, just follow the plan. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like you feel like shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not complaining. You just though, yo, Compton, I literally can't squat one plate today because I'm so flat. That's maybe you should tell him that, you know. But yeah,
I
so
think that's the key is like it's that balance between like understanding
Mhm.
when what's communicating versus complaining. Like I think biofeedback that's important is like you literally
100%.
like cannot get like you cannot even push a fucking plate on like the leg press. Like I think that's important biofeedback. Like I think a coach that's like, oh, that's like don't fucking waste my time like telling me about that shit. Like that's not a good coach because that is literally telling you like glycogen is so low that like you are barely able to function. Like you're not going to be able to push your cardio. Your training's going to be through the floor. You're probably going catabolic even with the drugs that we take. So like I think that is the cause that's like that might be the sign in conjunction with maybe a few other things that you 500 carb day, or for me, I need that 2 days of 1,000 carbs, and then
damn.
6 days after that, I'll be fucking 2% leaner.
If me and Carlos do that, the prep is over. So start getting ready for next year. The prep is done,
That's gonna be about 2 weeks, bro.
bro. That's gonna be a real bad 2 weeks. Carlos,
Yeah.
you which coach you work with?
Andrew,
What coach? Okay, and you've been with him how long
oh,
now?
May of last year.
Okay. So how did that process work with you? Because you have a couple of digestive issues. Well, what is it called? The whole umbrella.
Oh, so it's ulcerative colitis,
Okay.
and it's kind of classified as an autoimmune immune disorder, just because like the way that your body like these ulcers as an inflammatory response.
Yeah.
So when I work with Andrew, I had some experience with it, just kind of just over the when I was diagnosed in 2021. So I had 2 years of just like, going through like a prep, trying to prep, see how it does when I'm like pushing really hard when I'm in the off season. So and I was still learning. We're still like so like I just try my best to relay as much information possible, so like even when I like say when I was doing Brazil and I was just having these really bad like flare ups. Like I have to share that. I'm like, man, like, dude, like this is what's going on. This is how bad it is. Like, it's like, I'm feeling this type of way. And like, I was like, oh, I ate this and I'm messed up. Like I was like, I ate a bad, I ate like some lettuce and I was like, dude, I'm messed up from having lettuce. He's like, all right, cut that shit out. Like, don't even, like, like, don't like, I've learned to not overshare, but like, I
Mhm.
have to give as much as possible now because you never know. Like, if I hold it back and I try to push through, that's going to be a detriment to the prep or to my off season. If I'm like, hey, like this this food is just like upsetting my stomach, but I'm just like barreling through it, like it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I'm smarter now. Obviously, we've all been doing this for some years now, so in the past I probably would have been more like, you know what, like I don't need to tell them this happened, which actually happened. I was doing a prep in 2019, and this is before I was diagnosed with UC, and I had a really bad flare up at the time. I didn't know what it was, but like it was like I've mentioned this before, but it was like, look down in the toilets in the bathroom, and it's like red, and I didn't know what that was, but I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna push through it. I got a prep to finish. You're right, but like that was just me being reckless, because I'm like, oh, the show's 4 weeks out. So instead of like communicating, this is what's happening. Or there's been times where I would like where I remember this one prep where I was just so depleted that I was doing cardio and I was passing out on the Stairmaster, like,
Oh
like
no.
because my blood sugar is dipping so low. But like,
Right.
I'm not saying anything because I'm like, you got to be pushing through it. But I don't know because it was only like my third show, you know? So
Yeah.
now that I have experience, I can communicate these things better. So now when I have like someone who asks me questions or come in my DMs and ask me questions, I'm like, dude, like, you know, like you got to share to your coach however you feel like, you know, like, because that's important feedback for them to go off of.
Yeah.
So yeah, anytime I do any type of check-ins, I just run through a mental checklist of like, how's my digestion, like
Mhm.
you know, like how's my body feeling, how's my training sessions, how's my water, how's my bowel movements. Like it sounds like a laundry list of things, but you see more people going towards that. Like you
Yeah.
see the people like Luke Miller doing more like, okay, what's your blood sugar, you know, what's you know, like what's your sleep like, what's your blood pressure, and these are daily, like almost like daily things that they're checking in on. So you see people wanting more information because they know the more they have, the more
Mhm.
they can do.
Yeah.
And they can sift through like, okay, like that's not, you know, that's not totally relevant, or we can cut this out.
Yeah. Do that.
So yeah, that's something that I've been, for me personally, that's what I do with my coaches or coach.
I'm a big believer in that all this knowledge and attention to detail is evening the playing field, because if you're the top 1% genetics, you can literally do anything. You can train horrible, sloppy. You can just be like, oh, my digestion is shit. I'm shitting blood. I'm, well, probably not shitting blood, but I'm having diarrhea all day. But I'm just gonna keep forcing shoveling down food anyways. No mini cuts, no optimizing insulin sensitivity, and you'll still be 300 pounds and still be Miss Olympia because you're just that fucking good. But everybody else is gonna be shit who does that. So back then, sometimes you would have like I guess the Ronnies and the Jays and the top 6, 7 guys, and everybody else was so far away from it, it didn't make sense. Nowadays, I got to be honest, 15th place is not that far from 7th place. You know what I'm saying? It's like the guy getting second call out is really fucking close sometimes to like the top 5, because more people are able to improve as a bodybuilder without having the best genetics, because we can use this now. If you competed in the 90s, Carlos, you would have been asked out. They would have just been like, eat more food, Carlos, 12 ounces of protein for, and you would have been just wreaking
Oh,
havoc and
bro,
like,
I could never.
You
I
would
got to
have
retire. Fuck, I
you would
can't,
have
you
been
know?
you would have been the horse they put down, bro.
Dude,
Well,
I've tried to 10 ounces of protein, 12 ounces. That's like brutal for
uh-huh.
me. But
Yeah,
back then, that's what they would do. And I'd be like, and then in my mind, because of my mindset, I'd be, I guess this is what I got to do.
yeah.
And who knows? I probably wouldn't be reaching the potential I could reach or go. So,
I mean, I've been talking to like and I do appreciate like the push, but I've had a lot of people like reach out to me like, don't quit, like you got so much potential. Like I can be honest with myself and say like, yes, I've got like tremendous like work ethic, and I do think I'm like, let's say top 15% genetics, maybe top 10 arguably. But like I think to be a top tier like Olympia level bodybuilder, they're all like the fucking 1%, dude. Like
You
I
just
can
got it. Yeah, I
tell,
know what you
like
mean.
I can tell you by looking at somebody on Instagram, even if they're like 18, 19, 20, or seeing somebody in person, I'll be like, yeah, that's it. Like you see the fucking crazy separation of the quads, the crazy separation of the hamstrings, small joints, like big, like, you know, big full muscle bellies, lat insertions, like all the things you look for. And you can just be like, that dude was just fucking meant to be a bodybuilder. And I think
Mhm.
that guy is going to have to work, would have to work maybe 50% as hard as somebody with maybe even 7 to 8, 9% bodybuilding genetics to get to that same point. Not to say that they're not working as hard, but then now they do work as hard as that person, and
And it's
now
over.
they're blowing you out of the world. It's over. So like I was trying to explain this to my videographer Phil, like I'm not trying to like cop myself out, but like at 32 years old with 20 years of training experience, I have to be honest with myself. Like if I'm still pushing this hard, like I went through shit in this prep that like was fucking very difficult. Like Carlos was saying, like hypo on cardio almost every fucking time. I get to 23 minutes and I just feel it coming. I'm like,
It hits you,
oh, fuck
yeah.
it. Here I go. Here I go. It's like, I'm going to have to fucking race to get something. I also going to fucking pass out. Somebody might not know what the fuck's going on. I might die. Like shit like that, like digestion being completely trashed, where I'm doing like a bucket enema every 4 days to like clear myself out. Like shit that you like normalize in your head because you're like, oh, this is bodybuilding. But like, you shouldn't be doing this stuff. Like, this is not
Mhm.
normal to feel like that or to, you know, push to those extremes. And like being as smart as, you know, I would think I am, being a finance major, worked in finance, like have the business mind I do, like you like tune it all out. Like you figure out a way that it's like okay. And like I got to that breaking point. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, dude? And I like, and I don't want to ever like deter somebody from bodybuilding because I think it is an amazing sport and I love it. But like, you do, you do like convince yourself
That is
that
okay, but
that
it's
it's
not.
okay. Like everything that like is just not okay. Like I was having like weird, like I thought it was my heart. Thank God it wasn't. I was having weird spasms in like my chest, like it would like do 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 do. But it ended up being my chest muscles, thank God. But like all over my body, my calves and my lower body, like were for the last 2 weeks of before USA's, were in so much pain for no reason. I didn't do calves. Like it felt like they were gonna, if I like stretched them, they would like break off. Like I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like my body was like shutting down. And like this is for like not even top tier conditioning. This isn't like for like Nick Walker condition. This is not for hottie condition. This is for like I would argue B tier pro conditioning and not even enough to win you or even get close to winning USA. So it's like, what do I have to do? Right? Like I fucking suffered. Like, and that's after I was already lean for my first show, not like peeled by any means.
Mhm.
But like I wouldn't say that Brazilian dude who beat me that went to the 212 Olympia, like I
You
don't
felt
think
like
he
that.
suffered harder
I,
than me. I think he suffered probably about the same, but got way more condition. So like that tells me there's different levels to this game where he's probably a guy that stays a lot leaner, easier. And then when he's dieting, he might be at 8 weeks out, like not even in the suffer zone, but like have like lines in his glutes. Then he has to suffer a little bit more to get like granite, right? Whereas
mm,
I'm suffering to get just those first lines in my glutes, right? So it's just like I think there's levels to the game, and I think a lot of it is genetic propensity. And and you guys can tell me if I'm just fucking being a little bitch, but like that's what I've like started to conclude that there's you know there's guys that have it a little easier with genetic potential, and those are the guys that should push bodybuilding. Whereas body, for example, like it's so hard for me to hear that you're eating anywhere between like 900 and 1200, maybe just 1400 calories for the last like 8 weeks of prep. I see you like dying every time I
mm,
see you. It's like hard for me, but you like you do what I do. You're like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, but
Fuck
like
yeah.
like 1400 for me is like 2800 for you. Like we probably feel about the same. I'm like, but no, dog, like you're still eating 1400 calories. Like that's not
Yeah.
okay, right? But you see how
Yeah.
you legitimize it just the same way I do. Like
That's true.
you're like,
That's true.
oh, but that's just me. Like I have to do that. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you shouldn't have to do that, right? Like that's
Uh,
the thing. That's the
Bro,
crazy thing.
from what I've observed from my own clients and just talking to different people backstage or pros I know, it's almost the complete opposite of what people think. Literally, the most shredded guys in the lineups usually did the least suffering. That's not what they'll tell you though.
They won't.
Oh yeah, the legend is Hadi does 3 hours of cardio, man. Hadi don't do no 3 hours cardio. Hadi he has no body fat to burn. There's nothing from the burn. He's cross-striated peak off season. There's no fat there at any point in time, right? But usually, from what I've seen, always the leanest guy in the lineup. Oh man, I talked to him. Oh yeah, I didn't really do cardio. I just got some steps in, and then I had bacon cheeseburgers every 3 days. That's usually what would prove it.
Yeah.
And the
Well, like
guy that's like,
Urs.
huh?
Like Urs. Like I was talking to him in his off season. I was
Mm,
like when he's like I was talking to him when he's lean, like 14 weeks out. I'm like, dude, are you suffering? Because you got like glutes are peeled. He's like, no, bro, I can barely get the food in. I'm like,
You see?
I'm not doing cardio. I can barely get the food in. I'm like, I
Yeah.
just feel like, yes, you were meant to be peeled, bro.
Look at, fucking Jordan and Nate Epler. They were probably two of the most shredded guys at Chicago. And I'm watching their YouTubes. I'm like, ain't that a bitch? You got the apples, the fucking cinnamon apples on top of the thing. But I'm like, that would be my whole day. They were whole week worth of carbs there in that one meal, But they're the most pure guy. He didn't take out no sweeteners. Fuck that. He put more sweeteners in that bitch. Fucking Bowling Gaines show day. Bowling Gaines all day. I'm like, damn. Yeah, it's mad. People is no joke. So genetically, like you said, that 1%, honestly, bro, they don't even have to be 100% to win. Like these are the people who, with no coaches, they do a couple local shows, turn pro with no coach at about 70%. Yeah, about 70%. Fucking Charles Griffin was like, yeah, I barely died. I was just cheating a bunch of junk food, and he was the most pure guy in that fucking show when he got his pro card. Obviously now he probably doesn't do that.
He probably beat some dudes that like literally almost suffered themselves, like
Almost died.
Exactly. Just to try to get on that stage, and they probably just like they looked over that person like they didn't even exist, like when they saw Charles.
I can't lie. It kind of hurts my feelings because I swear the harder I push is usually the worse I look.
Exactly.
It sounds crazy.
100%. I've been there.
Yeah.
Been there.
I don't have UC for sure, but there is something about my digestion. I can tell just because I get flare-ups, not the feel, but Eric knows the look. I'll get like these, and I'll be like, huh. I'm not if I'm like on harsh orals, then yeah, obviously it's the harsh orals. But if I'm just really optimizing my digestion, all these fiber digestion shakes, the whole nine, Fiber Lives did help a lot this prep. But just in general, I get these flare-ups where boom, and you'll see the distension blow, and then boom, boom. So there's something going on there, and that probably doesn't help because I'm sure, Carlos, the harder you push, you start to look worse. Your body just stresses the fuck out, and then you're holding water here, but your glutes are in now, but now you're soft here, and then now you're hard here, and what's going on?
I was like getting ready for MPC Nationals. I remember I was like 3 weeks out, man, and we're pushing harder, like no carbs, cardio's high, everything's high, and it was just like bro, like I'm gaining weight. Like I'm just because you're retaining water, you're just retaining inflammation. Your body's like stressed out. It's like, but some people that works, they're like their body doesn't get stressed out like in that way. The fat just comes off and and they get peeled. But for like myself and possibly for you, it's just like our body's like, nah, like we're gonna fight by any means necessary. Like we're gonna shut everything down. We're gonna shut this whole bitch down. Like nothing.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, everybody.
So that's exactly. So I've come to learn, like sometimes for guys like us, it's a push and pull. It's that we have to push and pull more. Like we have to push, and pull a little bit harder. You know what I mean? Facts. Go ahead, brother. Do what you gotta do. But yeah, we gotta like have more time, like a 12. All right, brother. Much love, brother. Good seeing you.
Eric. I'll catch you maybe Sunday.
Yeah, for sure, guys. Well, yes, I gotta pop off. Gotta get back on baby duty, bro.
No, you good, brother. You good, brother.
Yes,
all right, champ. Yes, sir. Keep it up. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry, it was going to be like I found that like 16 weeks just doesn't like really cut it for me. Like I don't give myself enough time to pull back a little bit to refresh my body. Where someone like Stu, if he's going anywhere over 16 weeks or close to 16 weeks, he's burning himself out because he's ready in 8 to 9 weeks, 10.
Yeah.
So, but I personally can benefit from a 22 week prep because I give myself time to push and then pull back a little bit and then push some more and then pull back a little bit, because if I keep just kind of drilling myself, it's counterproductive. So yeah, bro.
Yeah. It's one of those things. It's definitely gonna be a push and pull, but I still hate when people see people in a certain condition and they're like, the first thing they say, you have to push harder, and it's like there has to be something else. Like with Hassan Mustafa, I'm
Right.
like, there has to be something else. There's no way you're gonna tell me he's just getting up on stage like I don't give a fuck. Let me just get up on stage like this. Like, there's no way. I'm not gonna believe he's not trying and giving his best foot and being coached well. These are good coaches, and I don't know. It's I'm just not gonna believe that.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right.
No, I
Let me
agree,
pull.
man. Some people are like that, but yeah.
Yeah. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me share the screen. We're gonna look at somebody at Chicago shit. I was really happy to see Felix make it back into the first call out because I'm sure he was
100%.
he wasn't pleased. Now, I thought that he fell behind in the last show because he looked pretty. At the time, I thought he was just maybe under muscled, but he
Yeah,
filled the fuck out. I don't know how he did it because leading
he
up to the
did.
show, yeah, he was definitely flat, and I was like, oh, it looks like he's gonna be flat again. Nah, motherfucker. Full of the house, and he did not lose any condition, man. So that's
Yeah,
impressive.
and not one thing. He definitely felt like because even the back shot there, like it was just everything you say was just flat. It was just and he brought the conditioning like he was super peeled, and he's peeled here. But you can be seeing like his side shots and that gluten ham, the quad popping off the hip a little bit more. Everything just looks fuller, like you said. Even like in the quads in the front shots,
Yeah.
chest,
It,
shoulder,
it
everything. Yeah, he's just full. He's just fuller.
it just
Like
sucks. You
that
have
shot's
that one.
disgusting. That ab shot.
It sucks. You have that 1 hour moment in time to get it right out of all that suffering, and then you miss slightly, and then you're so down on yourself because all those months you're like, what the fuck? All those months just to be off, and all it took was just one little tweak to bring you up 6 places. And you know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't have known that if you didn't see it through because you can't really practice. I know people do practice peaks, but carbon up a week out isn't really, it's a practice, but is it really though? Because you're not taking
Yeah,
diuretics more than
standing next to
likely.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you're
you're
not
not
standing next to
so.
guys to see how you compare.
Yeah, so the only practice you get, unfortunately, is show day, and you drop the ball, you just
Yeah,
drop the ball. So,
yeah, it's
but
it's definitely a trial by fire for sure.
yeah,
I mean, you can minimize variables, but it's trial by fire when it comes to this stuff.
facts. People have to. Oh, we didn't look at the winner. People have to understand that
Yeah,
everybody's not fucking Phil Heath or Derek Lunsford. Everybody doesn't just. Well, I guess no. Derek didn't. He didn't nail it every time. He missed a lot actually as a pro.
first
But
couple
like
years.
everybody doesn't get to just nail it every time like that. Like the body is really hard. So sometimes you can have all the potential you have, and you're just not hitting it. People are like, why aren't you hitting it? There's something you're doing wrong with. No, it's just taking time longer than you would like for you to figure it out. John De La Osa, he was never in this kind of condition his entire career until the past 2 years. He could never get
Yep.
his glutes like
Yeah.
this. And why you think all of a
No.
sudden he was like, I'm going to actually do my cardio? No, he's been doing everything. Just figure it out.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
yeah, like I remember when I think wasn't it the Orlando Pro he won like that one of the first big shows he won when he came on scene. It was Orlando
yeah.
Pro, and he was working with Chris, and he had crazy condition, but I don't think it was like this at all.
No, because he
Yeah.
he looks like even fuller because he's coming into the show full, full and in shape, which is
Yeah.
really impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely he had the hardest physique on stage. Like he maturity, the muscle, the conditioning was just it was top notch. So I could see it.
He definitely bought it. Let me put up the comparisons. Okay, a second.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, it was and then you got guys like Vlad and Lewis Reed, and those are just some freaky guys. So
Yo,
You know what I mean? The top three were definitely I would say the more shapely guys.
man, Vlad is fucking shredded. Oh, Alfonso, right? He was in there.
Oh, yeah.
From
He
North
made top
American.
10.
Oh, that's what's up. Call out for fifth to eighth place. Yeah, I was saying that Vlad, the amount of density and condition is so ridiculous. If his waist was like 4 inches smaller and his posing was better, he gets to beat most of these
He did
guys, you know.
different.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Felix is standing out in this
there's
lineup.
definitely some mobility things going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Felix looks great.
But let's see this lineup. I like most physique. I got to be honest. I like the shape. I like the fullness.
Dude, yeah, dude, I'm a fan of his physique, man. Like at first, when I first saw him come out, and I was like, I think he's kind of winning it, just because that fullness and that crazy roundness in his chest and shoulders and arms just bamboozles you. But from the back, like you know, what I mean, it was close, and I would give those to John, and then from the side, I would probably give some of those to John as well. Even if you give Mo like the front double and front lap,
Well, John's back
but
double
the back,
beats
like yeah.
John. I saw a picture of John next to Hottie's back double, and John was killing Hottie in the back double, and I'm like, damn, holy shit,
Yeah,
that's a back double.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and he came up from the UK. They said he was like 5-6 pounds up.
Oh yeah, there we go. Well, shout out to
Which
these
is crazy,
guys.
you know what I mean? Because he's just you know what I mean, for a veteran guy, older guy to be, you know, improving like that. So, like you said, it's just him being at his all-time best and kind of it's what works, finding what works.
Facts. All right, let me stop sharing that. Let's see if there's anything. Share the next screen. Hold on 1 second. Wait, if I share it,
You guys are leaving. Go ahead.
oh no, wrong one. You said what?
You guys are leaving for Texas next week too, right?
Yeah. We're leaving Thursday. We probably get back Sunday. You going to Texas too?
Nah, I ain't going, bro. Not this time around. Not this time
Texas.
around.
Oh yeah, you were there last year.
Yeah. And I went to watch it the year before. I saw Andrew during his first show there.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing Andrew in person on stage, man. It's gonna be crazy. All right, Hunter, 5 weeks out from Italy. Oh boy, everybody in the comments gonna be talking shit, right? You know how it goes. Hunter, they go hard. I don't know why people go so hard on Hunter. I don't get it. There we go.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. This is 5 weeks out.
Yeah, Hunter stays super lean in the off season in comparison to most people. But like if you're gonna judge like his glutes and hams don't come in till like 2 weeks out.
Exactly.
So if you judge it by that,
when he pulls back, like you know, his everything is low back, Christmas trees, everything, and it's just water.
yeah, everything else is there. It's just that's just how his body is set up. That's why you can't compare people's the way they're coming in, because everybody comes in completely different. There we go. I think he looks good. Listen, I'm confident he's gonna be in condition because he's been nailing it now for the last couple of years. Is there still a level more he can push? Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think everyone could, but does that mean it's going to be a better look? Is the thing, because we've seen Andrew leaner at the Arnold. I don't think that was a better look. I thought Texas was a way better combination of fullness and condition. So your absolute leanest physique isn't always your best physique. So that's the hard part.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's just like, are you conditioned enough for yourself, you know, to, you know, show off those attributes that you have? Because when Andrew came in, you know, peeled at the Arnold, you know, certain shots looked very slight on him, especially the side shots. He was looking like a stick man. And that was like, you just couldn't, yeah. But when I see them in Texas, because I saw both of them live, obviously I was at Texas. when I competed, that was the look. That was like, all right, bro, that's 2022 Texas, the action figure look, but with the better conditioning.
Exactly.
So
If you notice, okay, we saw it with Hadi. Hadi used to come in a lot more peeled, and he started getting rewarded when he came in less peeled and fuller. Right, that worked for him. You know,
exactly.
we've seen it happen. Okay, Beirut recently. Beirut used to be more peeled than this. His glutes used to be like Lunsford, and he's not coming in like that
Yeah,
anymore.
especially like Romania against Brett. He was
Boom.
stupid peeled. Glutes were etched out.
Yeah. But now, honestly, in these lineups, he needed this size because now it's like he's structurally bigger than them. Now muscularity, he looked just as big as Nathan and Bonak, but then he has the better shape. So, you know, just that trade-off actually worked because Bonak was actually more conditioned than Beirut now with this new Beirut, but he still beat him because he bought a different level of fullness. You still have to be in shape, but different level of fullness.
Yeah,
Nathan,
for sure.
Nathan Diaz, the same thing. This is probably this is a lot less peeled than when Nathan was with like Matt Jansen when he used to really bring him down.
Oh, bro. Yeah, he brought him
down. But to be honest, when he loses that pop, I don't think it's a better look at all.
No.
So
No.
this is why you have to. So like, you know, all these coaches are great coaches, but these methods don't always work for everybody. I guess you could bring somebody like a Nick Walker, Sean Clarita all the way down like that, and they're just so dense that it works. But then with some people, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. You know, some people like a Quentin, like it just didn't work for him.
Exactly, and that's what I'm learning with myself as well. I can't just keep pushing down because I just start getting smaller, and then I don't really look more conditioned. Maybe okay, you say my glutes and hams are harder, but nobody's looking at
your glutes look like that though. They were peeled.
But see my
They were
point.
peeled.
But by the time I turn around and show my glutes, it's too late because I already showed off the lackluster front in comparison. Whereas my front it was by far better than my back when it was full because it was just bubbly and full, and I completely lost that bubbliness. I have to keep that bubbliness. Without that bubbliness, I'm not beating these supers. I'm not beating these supers. You know.
I think it was a case of this year for you, like sounds corny, but you sacrificed this battle to win the war. So like when you've gotten this condition, now that you hit this new set point, you're in your rebound now, and now like that new set point for you is going to be even leaner. You're going to retain more tissue come around next time. You're going to get even more condition next time. So yes, the outcome may not have been favorable, but the setup for something better is right ahead, I think.
Yeah. I could see that. I could. Okay, so combining last year's approach with this year's approach, plus next year with new muscle is good because last year I was my hardest I've been. Like all of this area was hard, but my glutes wasn't actually as lean. Right, I wasn't at body fat wasn't as low. So this time my body fat was low, but we didn't push hardness because we didn't want to flatten out since we know we're lean, you know, but we were, you know, we're getting that lean, we were already flat, you know. So now more muscle, now we can bring that leanness plus the hardness from the year before and still have enough muscle tissue. The weight probably won't go up. The weight might be the same, but that's fine. I could be the same weight, but I'm more muscular, I'm leaner, I'm harder, and I'm, you know, and that's that's the goal, you know. End of the day,
exactly.
Anybody who knows me knows that there's no car chasing. I've never had that mindset. So sometimes people say, well, last year when you were fourth, why didn't you do North Americans? It's like, why? Okay, I got fourth because the three people in front of me were bigger than me. So if I go to North Americans and those three aren't doing it and I sneak in a card, what the fuck does that do for me? Nothing. Okay, I'm a pro. Look, but think of that. To be honest, the people I want to know me already know me. I already built like a following that the pros know me and the people that I want to know me. So I already have that recognition in that way for myself. So the pro card, I would only need it if I have a fucking pro physique, you know? So that's why I chase the
100%.
pro physique. And then when I step on stage with that look, the pro card will come. But I'm not looking for it. So you won't see me do more than one national show, because if I can't get it the first time, whatever I need to improve, I'm back to improve it. Unless it was a complete botched peak and I have all the tools, but it was like I got food poisoning some shit. Yeah, then I would probably do North Americans. But if I know that this was what we did, exactly what we wanted to do, and the look was still not there because I still have more improvements, I'm not doing more shows to try to get one in. It doesn't make sense to me. So,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think that's like the approach to have anyway, because it's when you're ready, you're ready. It's like there's no, like you said, there's no sneaking, no sliding around. Like when you got it, you got it.
Yeah, but just think about how this sounds to me, right? Hey, Beta, I'm really excited to work together, man. I'm really excited to. I want to try to get this pro card. I want this pro card. It's like, okay. Bro, you've never been top 5 at a local show. Why do you want a pro card? Think about it logically. What would be the need for a pro? Okay, that's like I want a Lamborghini. Do you have your driver's license? No. What the fuck you gonna do with a Lamborghini then? So if you can't win a local show, why would you want a pro card? You want to, so people would say you're a pro, but you look like you don't work out. Like what's the benefit of that? IFBB Pro, they click on a picture. Oh, this guy's the pro? You know what I mean? Like it has no benefit for you to even have. You can't even have that. In my opinion, you can't have that want. What about wanting to win a local show? So did you completely forget about? How about you say I want to win a fucking local show first before, you know? You can't have it.
Yeah.
To me, that's like I'm in first grade, and then I'm like, Mom, you know what college I'm going to? It's like, how about we get to the second grade? Why are we talking about college? You know,
100%. And it used to be like, you want to win the overall at a show, and then you're ready for like a national level show.
Maybe,
maybe,
bro.
Maybe. That's when you throw your hat in the ring at it. It's like, let me see. Yeah. Let me see if what happens.
I won my first overall in 2018. That's 6 years ago. You know, I was nowhere ready for. I guess okay, that's not fair. I guess I wasn't ready to because I'm a super now, so I can't compare the two. I can't say that because at my height as a heavyweight, it'll be hard to get your pro card. So it's a little bit different, but still, if I still won overall in 2018, 6 years ago, and I'm still not ready to be a pro, what did I tell you? You getting top 2 in your class, and then you want to do USA's that same year. It doesn't really make sense. You know what I'm saying? So when you look like Carlos, they're gonna give you the pro card. You don't have to. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to run around in circles, looking for it. It comes to you when that physique is there. They'll give it to you. You don't have to go look for it. And let me go do the Chinese Arnold Classic Amateur. You know.
The motherfuckers forget, man. It took. You know what I mean? That took like what 5? It took like 4 years off from being a middleweight, dude. Like that wasn't over. But yeah, that wasn't anything that where I was like, I just started. Let me get my pro card. That took time. So people, the process is crazy.
Same way, we're fixated on. Well, Nick won his first Arnold, and he was 26 or 27. Yeah, I don't know how old he is. But you're not focused that it took him 9 years to get his fucking pro card. So you're missing out on those 9. You're not factoring those 9 years thinking that this was overnight. To this day, people believe Nick Walker was some kind of overnight sensation. They weren't there when everybody was telling him, "Oh, you can't turn pro and you look like shit" and all that shit. So,
bro, he was getting it bad, bro. He was getting it bad.
Every angle. I'm like, bro, he ain't that bad. Like, let's be real. Like, we would but like this. Would we be talking about him if he was that bad? No. we wouldn't even know who he was.
Exactly.
So he can't be that fucking bad, but he definitely showed out. He showed out. So that's one thing. But Carlos, we've been on for a while now. It was gonna be like a short one today because my
Thanks.
YouTube is still down for a week, so I'm still getting content, but I don't want to overload it because I'm probably gonna post like daily for a week or so, But I appreciate you coming on, man. It was super short notice. I was like, let me just shoot Carlos,
Yeah.
Because I was debating doing one-on-one with Janicki. Just like a different episode just to break down more of the business. And we did that before you hopped on, but you can only do that for so long. I don't want to make it two X's and O's,
Yeah, no, it was good though, because I needed to hear that. I think it'll definitely help out people who are trying to, they love bodybuilding, but they haven't yet crossed that barrier of, well, like, this is the new era of social media, and how can I, monetize, my following, or, if there's someone like Jordan who puts the content out, but the following may not be there yet. You want to know, like, okay, well, what can I do to be ready for when the people start picking up on this content, and how can I take that and monetize it? Or so no, I think the information is great. I was like, yo, keep talking. I came in at the right time.
Yeah. All right, Carlos. I gotta go eat. My food is
Go ahead,
high
brother.
now. My food is high now, baby. So I gotta get these meals in now, bro.
Get it, bro.
Well,
Yeah, I'm about to get my stuff in too.
you know what's funny? I say high. This is probably what Janicki was dieting on, low key. 'Cause it's still like probably like 3,200,
What is it, bro?
3,500, probably like 3,500 calories.
Dang.
It's a lot for me, man. I don't know. It's a lot for me.
Hey, bro, that's a lot. That'd be a lot for me sometimes too.
Yeah, come on.
I'm not dieting on that, bro.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, 900, 1,200 calories. I was like, been there.
Yeah, bro.
Been there.
That it doesn't even make sense. Like, I'll tell
Been
people
there.
the way they look at me sometimes, like at the gym or something. Like, I wonder if they don't believe me or they think I'm just completely out of my mind. Like, some people are just like what? Like, that's like one meal. Like, what the fuck are you? It is what it is, baby. It is what it is.
Bro, I know it's like to get 40 grams of cream of rice for a meal. You know what I mean? And you're this heavy, and you're like,
yeah.
you're looking at other people eating good. You're like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? Something ain't right. So,
we
all
know,
right, bro. You get to that meal though, man.
All right, bro. Here we know, Carlos.
All right, bro. Peace.